Infographic. Infographic, a product that can easily be seen a lot recently from social network channels, websites to actual publications such as books, newspapers, magazines. What is infographic? Infographic, a compound word of information graphic, translated, information graphic, is a combination of concise information with illustrations and vivid, eye-catching colors to convey information faster and more clearly. These designs turn complex information into symbols, maps, and icons. With this form, researchers, scientists, or people who work in statistics can convey concepts and ideas fully and effectively. Infographic role in marketing. Currently, infographic has become a trend in advertising content. Because users need to find content that is concise and contains many new elements such as short, attractive news with interesting images and videos. Lively. Based on that basis, infographic designers have gradually been invested by businesses in their marketing and advertising activities. You can view an image from an infographic with all the information instead of reading an entire product ad. If it takes you a lot of time to learn the product usage process from videos, the content on an infographic design will help you with that. Or more simply, you just need to save the infographic when you want to look up or share it on your social network channels. Benefits of infographic. Infographics are used a lot because of the great benefits this design brings. Infographics are not only known as works of art, maybe when you look at them, you will be impressed by the presentation, but then will be attracted by the concise content it conveys. The information presented on the infographic is simplified, so users will not be bored when looking at it. Thanks to the creativity in design, all information is arranged in a concise and clear way. Infographic increases reader persuasion. Because it is presented in a scientific way, the information is arranged in an extremely easy to understand and coherent manner, with few misunderstandings. So when viewing infographics, users can limit the confusion that viewers often have when reading too many pages of text. Important factors that create infographic. To have an impressive infographic design, you need to understand the important factors to create it. In their skimming ability, infographics' job is to make complex information easier to understand with graphic images. Therefore, creating a simple infographic is the task that the designer needs to perform. With text information, you can skim through it but only grasp a small part of the content, but with infographic, just by skimming you can grasp more than 90% of the message you want to convey. Use metaphors. Many times the content on infographic design makes it quite unclear for viewers to understand all the posted data. But if you know how to use metaphors, it will be easier for viewers to grasp. Create slides. Infographics using data that can use 3D illustrations will be the best way to explain and add necessary information to readers. Beautiful data. Depending on each specific case, infographic will process information and data to help users read faster. But that's why the implementation is not simple. Present all the data as a piece of art so that people can easily follow and just look at the charts to grasp the core content. Using bar graph. Almost every infographics concept is bar graph. But from a creative perspective, it is very general and does not make an impression. Before starting to design, think about creating a unique bar chart. Use copy. Copy is extremely important in design. This tool is extremely useful and suitable for infographics to display a lot of data in different situations. Tell a visual story. When creating an infographic, you must convey the content in the most understandable and intuitive way. Instead of using thousands of pages long files, with software like After Effects, Illustrator, designers can create a clear infographic. Be careful when using comparative images. Infographics not only represent data information, but are also very important when comparing data with each other. Because of this reason, designers often use graph, chart or something to convey content. How to design an attractive infographic. 1. Determine the infographic topic. First, you need to determine the content and topic you want to convey. From there you can visualize the elements such as design style, color, content to use. It's best to find a specific field that helps bring a lot of knowledge to viewers. 2. Come up with ideas for implementation. Coming up with ideas will help you easily select appropriate data, images, and words to use for the infographic. You can briefly sketch out the presentation layout. If you want to build an infographic in the form of a website or video, you should have a detailed script so you won't be surprised when doing it. 3. Collect and select information. Once you have determined the topic you need to cover, search for information from books, newspapers, the internet, or other sources. Based on ideas and arrangements, choose the necessary data, words, and documents to create an infographic design that is different from other places. 4. Tell a powerful story. The first thing to do when starting design work is to find content for infographics. To be able to do that, you have to imagine a story and tell it powerfully. And like an article, a story will include an introduction, body, and conclusion. There should be a very attractive opening to keep the reader engaged and finally, wrap things up neatly in the conclusion. 5. Proceed to design infographic. Once you have fully prepared what is needed to create an infographic, your job is to proceed with the design. Color is also very important in infographics or when using numbers on charts. Consider which type and color is appropriate. If you want to make a video clip, sound, layout, images, and effects are also necessary. You also need to pay attention to the resolution and size of the images used in the infographic. There have been many cases where, despite elaborate design, the output image quality is extremely low, making it impossible for users to read the entire content because it is too small. 6. Visual data presentation. Most people focus a lot on the graphics of infographics. But don't forget that the info part is equally important. You should first find out the information first and then start designing based on this information. Careless, misrepresented data can damage your reputation, so make sure you're presenting data accurately and in a way that increases user understanding. 7. Consult with everyone. If you don't have the time, manpower, or ideas to create quality infographics, you can absolutely ask for help from experts or your friends. However, make sure they are knowledgeable about infographics. Maybe they will be able to give you ideas for your reference. 8. Promote and share. Once you've completed your infographic, it's time to bring your content marketing plan to market. You don't have to depend on search engines to attract users. Instead, taking advantage of popular trends will help you spend less effort, in addition to social networking channels such as Twitter, Facebook. Pinterest has a very attractive interface and serves as a search engine for more than 250 million users each month. Sharing your infographic on Pinterest with an interesting caption and the right hashtag will help you gain a huge amount of traffic to your website. Infographic template for professionals. Statistical infographic, mainly focused on numbers, charts, and metrics. It often uses large numbers as a way to attract the viewer's attention, as well as charts in a number of different formats and colors. Statistical infographics are most commonly used to display survey results, market research results, and corroborate arguments with raw data. The main idea is to tell a story through statistical data presented in infographics, with a coherent beginning and end. Informational infographic, often featuring more text than other types of infographics. They work best as standalone summaries that provide a high-level explanation of a topic. Timeline infographic. Infographics are best for visualizing the history of something, highlighting important dates, or providing an overview of events, e.g., a project timeline. An image like a timeline infographic can help create a clearer picture of the time frame. Visual aids such as lines, symbols, photos, and labels all help highlight and explain points in a timely manner. Process infographic. Infographics are best for providing a summary or overview of the steps in a process. The process infographic will allow you to simplify and clarify each step. Most process infographics follow a simple flow from top to bottom or left to right. Numbering the steps will make your process easy to follow. Geography infographic. Geography infographics use charts and maps as the focal image. Different types of map charts work better for different types of data. Geo-infographic templates can also be used to compare data by region. You can do this by placing multiple maps next to each other. Comparison infographic. A lot of people have difficulty choosing between many options, then a comparison infographic is the best solution to do that. Typically, comparison infographics are split down the middle vertically or horizontally, with an option on each side. Hierarchical infographic helps you arrange information from largest to least. A famous example of this is the pyramid visualizing Maslow's hierarchy of needs. The most important needs of humanity are at the base of the pyramid, rising to the least important needs of humanity at the top. Infographic list. If you want to share a list of tips, resources, or a list of examples, a list infographic is the way to go. List infographics are usually simple. The goal is to make them more eye-catching than a basic list. Images like icons can replace bullet points, and creative fonts and colors can make each item stand out. Summary infographic. A good example of a summary infographic is your CV. CVs will not completely replace traditional resumes in most cases, but they make a great visual summary when going to an interview, for publishing on your portfolio site, or attaching to a job application email.